So Wednesday, July the 10th from 12 to 1 is our first speaker series, our monthly conduit speaker series that Kelly Dolan's going to lead. And she's going to be talking to you guys about building a legacy business. And so one of the questions that's coming up that she's going to address on Wednesday, the 10th, is what is a legacy business to you? And you get to decide what a legacy business is. In attendance will be conduit members, existing conduit members, and potential or prospective conduit members will be in attendance. But one of the things that I'm leaning on from a legacy standpoint is like, Jerry, what do you want to build? Like, what does legacy business mean to you? So that's what I'm going to talk about today. And it's fortunate that I have a hat, and it's fortunate that I have a conduit hat. So when I started Alluring Glass, I was subleasing a building. And what's interesting about this building is that I subleased it with a guy that had a printing company. And I found a box that he had discarded of all these, I don't know how many hats were in there, 50 hats, these white hats. And I literally took these hats and I took some mastic tape and just put mastic tape on the hats. And I wrote all the roles and responsibilities that I had as the owner of the company. In this, I wish I took a picture. I don't know where the picture is. I had a room that had, I don't know, 30 to 50 hats around the perimeter of everything I had to do in the business. And I was literally playing whack-a-mole every day. So if you would have grabbed me back then in the early days of Alluring Glass and said, hey, Jerry, what do you think about building a legacy business? I wouldn't know what the heck you're talking about, because I was just in survival mode. I was just playing whack-a-mole. As I started to build Alluring Glass, I started to build some cash. I had all 1099 subs. I had 0 W-2 employees. So it was just me, a bunch of subs, and I wore all the freaking hats. And it was hard. It was really, really hard. And then I started to build some cash, and then I started to hire W-2 employees. And what was great about the hats, I kept those. And I said, when I hired people, I would say, hey, I need you to wear these 3 hats or these 4 hats. And literally, over a period of time, over years actually, I started to give away the hats, like all the roles and responsibilities. And it probably took 5 years to get me out of like 100% of the day-to-day operations. And again, I'm not projecting what I built on you. One of the things that we talk to conduit members about is like, you do you. You build what you want. I wanted to build a business, and I was wondering in the early years if I could build a business that wouldn't be actually dependent upon me, right? And so the second iteration that I went through with W-2 employees is taking the hats, hiring people and saying, these are 3 or 4 hats that I need you to wear. And I did that, rinse, lather, repeat, until all the hats were gone. And I won't get into the great details today, but then some people quit, right? So as they quit, then I'd have to put their hat back. I'd have to wear their hat. I'd have to put 2 or 3 of their hats on for a period of time and then hire somebody that I could say, hey, will you wear this hat? And eventually you get to the point that I chose to build a company that I didn't think was dependent upon me running the day-to-day operations, to the point where I could think about legacy. To me, right, 18 years later, to me, legacy means I want to build something, and I posted on this yesterday, we just had our 4th grandchild. I want to actually build a legacy business that to me represents building a business that has a fund, maybe it's a trust, that my grandkids and my great-grandkids can apply for either a grant or a low-interest loan to go build something. So that's what I wanted to build what I want to build is a legacy business where my grandkids and my great-grandkids will have access to cash to build something, because that's the legacy that I want to build today. But that's 18 years later. It's a far cry from that day where I took those 30 to 50 hats and I put mastic tape and thought, holy crap, look at all the different roles and responsibilities I have to wear. All the hats I have to wear with the roles and responsibilities, where I had all 1099 employees. So I think it's really important for you guys as conduit members to recognize where you are today isn't necessarily where you're going to be in 10 or 20 years. But if you always do what you've always done, you always get what you got. So one of the things that we're talking to the conduit members about is like, What adjustments do we need to make to build what you want to build as a legacy business? And you can change your mind. If you would have asked me 18 years ago what a legacy business was, it was probably just a business that I could actually just pay all my bills. And then you fast forward 18 years later, and the legacy business means something totally different. So whatever a legacy business means to you, we want to help you build that. Be sure not to miss the Wednesday, July the 10th, speaker series that Kelly Dolan's going to be leading, and she's going to help you unpack exactly what a legacy business is to you.